When I try to get these topics, I try to get the deepest and best topics. So I called around to some family and friends, and I actually got today's topic from my mother, which is do not make yourself less important than others. Oftentimes we sacrifice ourselves for others, but we have to deal with ourselves at the end of the day. So how much of yourself can you give up for somebody else and still keep your mind intact? But that's what today's video is about, so stay tuned. My name is Cyrus Ausar, and my mission is to embody the emotion of overcoming. I believe we all fight battles we hide from the world. My objective is to help you win those battles through perspective. Stay tuned. A valuable lesson is do not make yourself less important than others. So many times we sacrifice ourselves for everybody, then we forget about ourselves. And that's the reason we run into a lot of things like depression and anxiety and suicidal thoughts and all these different things we deal with, because we really believe in our heart that people are going to treat us as we treat them. So when we give up ourselves for others, we can kind of expect them to do the same thing. But when it boils down to it, you have to put yourself first. You have to put yourself first. I cannot even say that enough. Because you have to deal with you at the end of every night. You definitely know how it is laying on that pillow, reflecting on life. Maybe you crying or all these different types of things you got to deal with. And you think about so much you gave to other people. But you cannot forget about yourself. Too many times we forget about ourselves. You will feed somebody without even eating yourself. You will give up your last dollar to help somebody else. And I'm not telling you to be selfish. What I'm saying is you have to consider the circumstances that you're in. You don't want to dig yourself deeper, because then we got to deal with it all. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. We have to deal with all that because we make everybody else more important than we make ourselves. But realize this, when you make everybody else more important than yourself, then you're going to deal with certain things, like I said, depression, suicidal thoughts, anxiety, all these different things we're going to deal with. All these things. So you're not even able to give your best self to people anyways. If you don't take care of yourself first, you cannot give yourself to the world in the best form. You just cannot. So it starts inside out. Work on the inside, then you give it out. You cannot make other people more important than you make yourself. You cannot. I know I keep stressing that, but it needs to be stressed because I know in your heart that you're probably a great person. And you want to give yourself to this world, or you want to help everybody and all your friends and all these type of family. And you want to just help everybody. And then when it's all said and done, you laying in the bed with a struggle and you realize there's nobody you can call. You realize there's nobody there for you. I know that feeling too. And it can come from making everybody more important than you make yourself. When you really sit back and think about being broke, financially broke, look at where a lot of your money go. Majority of it may go to helping other people. And I'm not knocking that. As I said, I want to be real clear, so this is not misunderstood. I'm not telling you not to help other people. I'm saying you have to consider yourself first, because you cannot give yourself in the purest and best form to the world or to a friend or to a family member if you're not stable yourself. You have to secure the stability within yourself, whether that's mentally, whether that's physically, whether that's spiritually, or any of the leads. You want to secure that for yourself so you can then pass it to others. That is the way you have to go about it. And please don't misconstrue my message. I do not want nobody to think, well, he's saying being selfish. He's saying only think about yourself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying do not keep putting other people over yourself. It's a sacrifice. I know it's hard because you can see somebody struggling, but you don't forget that you're struggling too. Don't compound your struggle. Because you also got to look at other people and ask yourself, are they trying to help themselves? Are they trying to help themselves? And how much of you are you giving up to help them when they are not even trying to help themselves? And how come every time you struggle, they're nowhere to be found? You have to really look at this bigger picture. And do not keep putting other people over yourself. And this was what my mom told me. And I'm her child. She's still like, I'm putting myself first. Sorry. And I respect that. Because for me to go to my mom for anything, she has to be in a good position to be able to help me. If she's dealing with stress and she's dealing with anxiety or she's dealing with suicidal thoughts or she's dealing with depression, can I really call her for some advice? Not at that time. And what compounding things got her to that point of thinking like that? It may be over-sacrificing herself. I don't even think that's a word, over-sacrificing. I just made it up. But what I'm saying is, you really have to look at how you treat yourself and analyze that amongst how you treat others. Because you can be putting people on these pedestals to help their life while you're hurting yourself. I know at times this is a message that's tough to hear because it's we all want to make sure everybody else's life is better, or some of us want to make sure other people's lives is better. And you have a good heart and you really want to help, and you see somebody homeless and you want to give them a couple dollars, or you see a kid without no school books, or you want to sponsor that, or you see a kid without a backpack or whatever and you want to sponsor that. And I'm not against any of that at all. I'm just saying, at the same token, make sure you are okay. Because at the end of the day, you have to make sure you're okay. When you laying in that bed and them tears is falling and you keeping it to yourself and all that, and you contemplating not wanting to wake up or whatever is going on through your mind, you have you. It's times that I've even called everybody that I felt like I can relate to and nobody get the phone. Then what do? Who am I left with when nobody gets the phone when I need help? Myself. Therefore, who should I take care of first? Myself. Same thing you should do. Do not make others more important than you make yourself. I hope my message got through to you. I hope it can help in some way, shape, or form. And please don't misunderstand my message. If you know somebody that can benefit from this, please share it. I look forward to your comments, and like the video if you liked it. So I look forward to it all, and thank you for listening. Thank you for listening.